Good evening, I am your host, Jack Remington, of the Jack Remington Political Analyst channel. Today's video is a CNN poll. Haley trims Trump's lead to single digits in New Hampshire. So every now and then CNN stumbles on something that's closer to truth, and this one is a rare exception. We'll go over that, but I need to paint the picture first of where we're at in our current state in American politics right now. Okay, and this one man is dominating politics, like him or love him, is Donald Trump, the 45th president. He's trying to become the 47th president. He wants to be reelected again in non-consecutive terms. And it's been done once. Grover Cleveland did it in the late 1800s. So let me paint the picture first of where we're at here. The situation is the Democrats, the Rhino Republicans, Republican in name only, the Republicans, Dinos, Democrats in name only, governors, state houses, state legislatures, upper houses, lower houses, federal judges, state judges, you name the legislative body, you name the authority, you name the government. They want this Donald Trump guy gone. Why? There's only one reason, and I need to make this clear. There's only one reason. I don't care about this other stuff that's going on, but he's overweight and blah, 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 he runs his mouth. That's piling on points that's meaningless. There's one reason. If this reason would go away, he'd be on Mount Rushmore, okay? That one reason is he cuts the government spending. That's it. It's all about money. He did what Ronald Reagan did in the 80s. And they hated Ronald Reagan for that, but they were so far outnumbered, they couldn't get any traction. It took them 12 years to get the traction back. But Donald Trump, he's a businessman, and they complain about his 6 bankruptcies, but they don't talk about his successful businesses, the 568-some companies that you can still find on Google today, okay? His limited partnerships, his sub-C corporations, and his other investments that he's been involved with, it adds up to over 1,100. Okay, he's been successful in all those. Only 6 bankruptcies, but so that's a 97.3% percentage. That's pretty damn good. Okay, people hire Donald Trump for financial advice, like Mike Tyson, NBA basketball referees, football players that don't want to talk about it because they don't want to get bitched out by their own teammates because they're a bunch of cucks. The man knows how to handle money. Whether you love him or hate him, or you like him or not, he knows what he's doing. Jimmy Dore mistakenly calls him a game show host, but he's not a game show host. Okay, he's a TV reality star, and he's a golf course magnate, construction magnate, casino magnate, beauty pageant magnate, and all the little things he dabbles in. Okay, that's what he is. Okay, so Jimmy Dore calls him a game show host. That's probably for brevity, but it's easy to say. So, they're painting the picture. They got to get rid of this Donald Trump, and everybody knows they're trying to get rid of him. They can open their eyes and see what every day. And the mainstream media, which is the Marxist left arm of the Democrat Party, bash him 24/7. 365, and on the years they have a leap year at 366 day. They bash Donald Trump. They don't take any days off. And now he's a threat again. They're ramping it up even more. A 3-pronged plan by the Democrat Party, Plan A, Plan B, and Plan C. And Plan A almost worked. Plan A was their easiest, cheapest, and actually more political savvy trick, and admirable. There have been no repercussions, no blowback on this, no pushback from anyone if the Plan A would have worked. And that Plan A was take a look at the GOP field, pick the next biggest star you can think of as a Republican, and let's pimp him and push him up against Donald Trump in the 2020 primary. And that person was Ron DeSantis. I started seeing ads, who are you going to vote for in 2024? Joe Biden or Ron DeSantis? I thought, wait a minute, it's going to be Donald Trump. Well, no, it's not. The next day I see an article that says, Ron DeSantis is seen in New York City at the Rockefeller Center property meeting with Larry Fink of BlackRock. Well, now why is he there? Okay, what does Larry Fink do? He's a multi-billionaire that runs BlackRock. He donates hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not more, to these dark money super PACs. Put 2 and 2 together. Next week, Ron DeSantis is in Chicago meeting with Reed of LinkedIn. He also gives hundreds of thousands of dollars or more to these dark money super PACs. Then the next week I see, Ron DeSantis in California, he's going to debate Gavin Newsom, and he's going to do this, and he's in Minnesota, and he started becoming unpopular in Florida. Hey, you're an absentee governor, Ron, where are you? You're the governor of the state of Florida. You're not the world embassy envoy. And he didn't care. He kept going. Okay, they dangled the carrot in front of Ron DeSantis. Hey, you don't need to wait till 2028 to run for president. You can run for 2024 now. Get rid of this Donald Trump guy. I know he helped you. You were 12 points down to Andrew Gillum in the Florida race for governor a few years ago. And I know Donald Trump saved you. And yeah, you can pay him back. You can write him a check or get him some lawyers or whatever. But hey, you can't think about him. You got to think about yourself. This is your hour to shine, Ron. and he just couldn't resist. And I'm here to tell you, if he had waited his turn, okay, like the Democrats always say about Hillary waiting her turn, if he had waited his turn and said, I'll wait till 2028 to run for president, and showed Donald Trump the loyalty that Trump showed him, he'd have been a big favorite, and he probably wins the White House 2028. No, he can't do that, can he? Right? Okay. The quest for power is so powerful. I mean, when you get a taste of that, it must be worse than crack cocaine, because they don't want to give up their power, man. So that was plan A. Pimp up Ron DeSantis. How did that fail? Well, there was a governor from South Dakota named Kristi Noem that was starting to rise up in the polls. Hey, how about her for vice president for Trump, right? She was the only governor that did not lock down her state. No vax mandate, no mask mandate, no staying in your house mandate, no firing your state employees, no firing your private employees, and they protected her citizens of South Dakota. And she started rising up in the polls, and she's a female, she checked a lot of boxes, right? Okay. And Ron DeSantis said, uh-oh. And his nickname was Lockdown Ron. Okay. Overnight, during the COVID-19 crap, he shut down 35,000 businesses, small businesses overnight, and 150,000 Floridians out of their jobs overnight. And really hurt his state bad. He got saved by 2 natural disasters and within a 4-month period, and he got federal money. And he got some job works out of that. And I think that actually saved his rear end more than any other thing. But people don't understand Florida politics. I'm here to tell you, Ron DeSantis is one lucky man. And he doesn't speak that well, although he has improved. He did win that debate with Gavin Newsom, but his star faded. The people that own this country, the real owners of this country, that donate to these dark money super PACs, they realized they wasted their money on Ron DeSantis. He wasn't it. Okay? So, plan B was to get these 92 indictments against Donald Trump. It was so bad that one of the indictments, I guess, got scratched by the federal judge in the District 5 in New York State. Say, hey, this is not even a legal process here. You know, you can't have him writing a bad check to himself. I mean, so he threw one charge out, so it's 91 charges. Alan Bragg said, okay, he's going to let it go. So, and then plan C is to get Donald Trump off the ballots, and they're working on that now. Started with the state of Colorado, and then the crazy lady in Maine, this political hack in Maine, this Sheena Bellows, or her name is, took Trump off the ballot in the state of Maine. I know the Supreme Court took up the case. The case starts February the 8th, so everything's kind of on hold. So we'll see what the Supreme Court does. I don't have my hopes up. I'm a little afraid, like I said in the other video, but that's the plan. Now, back to the matter at hand. This Nikki Haley, how did she rise from the ashes from the 4 remaining candidates on the GOP level? You would think it'd be Chris Christie, that fat tub of lard from New Jersey. Donald Trump is bad. Orange man bad. If they try Ron DeSantis, he's still alive, but barely. His staffers are leaving. He's shutting down offices. It's bad for Ron DeSantis. Any day I'm expecting him to say, I'm dropping out. And then Vivek Ramaswamy. Well, they can't have him. Listen to Mitt Romney. Well, there's 2 Republicans I'll never vote for. That's Donald Trump and Vivek Ramaswamy. Well, why? Why did Mitt Romney say that? Why would Mitt Romney come out and bash this new guy coming up, this younger new guy? Why would Mitt Romney do that? Well, because Vivek Ramaswamy said the same thing that Donald Trump and Ronald Reagan did, smaller government. And Ron Paul, not the senator from Kentucky now, but the old man Ron Paul. I don't want smaller government. We spend too much money. Man, they got rid of him real quick, didn't they? Howard Schultz is a Democrat nominee, and he was the front runner for the first 3 weeks of the season, the 2020 election. And he said the same thing. He's a former CEO of Starbucks. He was their best hope. He was their best candidate. Okay, he said this Joe Biden clown, right? But they couldn't control him like Donald Trump. He's a billionaire like Donald Trump. And he also said, we're spending too much money. And he's the one that put in the light about there's over 400 government administrative agencies. Why do we need 400? I mean, well, they shoved them right out the door, didn't they? Okay, they can't have that. The government is so big, it's going to implode on its own weight. They get so big, who's going to pay their salaries? I mean, somebody's got to be making the money. Somebody's going to be producing something somewhere. The government doesn't produce, or does it? Other than the military-industrial complex, what they really produce. But back to the matter at hand, they settle on the one person who is a military-industrial complex hack, and that person is Nikki Haley. Okay, she checks all the boxes. She's female, she's a minority, got dark skin color, she's from India, a foreign country, and she's got political experience. I was the former governor of South Carolina, right? But Donald Trump elevated her to be the ambassador for the United Nations for America. What a job. I mean, and she badmouthed him back then, so I caught that, and other people knew that and saw that, and they remembered that. But they let it go. And then now she has to make this phone call to Donald Trump. Well, you know, I know I said I've never run against Trump, but I've changed my mind. And Donald Trump very correctly said, you do what you got to do. And he was perfect on the phone call. Another perfect phone call for Donald Trump. That's where we're at. Okay, she takes money from Boeing. She gives speeches for the military-industrial complex people. She's a hack. And Vivek Ramaswamy, her own fellow Indian-American comrade, put up the piece of paper as a corrupt. To top all this off, that kid, the 9-year-old kid says, hey, what was the cause of the Civil War? She didn't have the answer. She didn't know what to say at the time. She could have just said, well, it was slavery, and it all would have went away. We wouldn't be talking about it now. But she botched the answer big time. She could have said the real truth, which was states' rights, and there was economic depression in the big cities in 1859. She could have said all that, and she would have been correct. And slavery was a byproduct that Lincoln snuck in there while it was good after they won the Battle of Gettysburg, when they knew they were going to win the war. It's pretty hard to free slaves if you're going to lose a war. You're going to be enslaved by the government pushing slavery. Then there would be slavery would be everywhere, and had the Confederates won the war, right? Having said that, she botched it. But not so much for the Democrat Party donators, okay? Gavin Newsom's father-in-law, the Democrat governor of California, and he's, in my mind, he's going to be the nominee for this year. They're going to get rid of Joe Biden around May or June. He's going to step down, and it's going to be Gavin Newsom. I honestly believe that. And it's going to be Gavin Newsom. His father-in-law gave money to Ron DeSantis at Plan A. Didn't work. And now his father-in-law is giving money to Nikki Haley. How about that? This is their best chance now, is to get Donald Trump primaried. That's the only shot they got left. And I think this one might work. Vivek Ramaswamy, he's done what no other candidate ever done before. He visited all 99 counties in Iowa twice. He may win the Iowa primary. He might. I don't think Trump's worried yet. But if Trump loses Iowa and he loses New Hampshire, Trump's in trouble. It doesn't matter who rises from the ashes. They want Donald Trump gone. They didn't even take Chris Christie. They would take me until they knew how it really was. They know what they're getting if Trump comes back. They can't have it any other way. That's a problem for Donald Trump. It's a problem for the country. We need law and order back. We need a lot of things. We need the border closed. Trump did all that. I'm here to tell you, Nikki Haley, she's not going to close the border. She's going to rubber stamp everything, and that's why the Democrats are giving her campaign. So they had to pick the best one, and they probably talked to all of them. And I think Vivek Ramaswamy just said, no, I'm not doing this. But I'm sure they talked to Chris Christie. I'm sure they talked to Ron DeSantis again. They focused on Nikki Haley. So don't be surprised if she doesn't win New Hampshire. Plan A was Ron DeSantis. Plan B was the 91 indictments. And Plan C, get Trump off the ballot. And now the Supreme Court's got that. The Plan D is push Nikki Haley. More piling on points. Now Donald Trump, he stinks. Now Donald Trump, he said this 15 years ago. Donald Trump was on Epstein on one. I guess he wasn't. You know, if I was Donald Trump, I would sue all these clowns. I really would. I would sue them out of existence. But that's me. So I'm voting for Trump in 2024. I don't think he's got a shot. He will never step foot in that White House ever again. It's sad to say this, but they're going to find a way to get rid of this guy. Because he's going to cut the budget. He's going to stop spending the money. He's going to lock up the people that need to be locked up. He's going to deport everybody. I'm telling you, they don't want this, okay? They don't want this. They don't want their country saved. They want it just the way it is. And you know that. Admit it. You know that. Okay? They don't want law and order. They don't want Reaganism back. They don't want MAGA and make America great again. That's a crime? Really? That's a bad thing? They can just kiss my white Anglo-Saxon Protestant ass. Thank you. Always great day to be an American. See you in the next video. Thank you.